matter what time of day it is, it's never too late for pancakes.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that like Stockton. Just Johnson. I'm spending this holiday locked in. My body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10. I can put the ball in the end zone, put a bad bitch in the friend zone. Sound like an intro jet song, give me that tempo. Oh, pool, he a fool with the. Told her don't let her friends know. In the Ville, and I move like a dime. Eating fettuccine at Vincenzo.
Jesus Christ.
Me and my amigos got that free smoke on the West Coast. Yeah, I'm talking about pre-rolls. Dark hair, she look like she go.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my room. This journey right now, America is pretty much shut down. It's both weird and amazing to see at the same time that like all this is happening. And I think a lot of people from looking online on Twitter, Instagram, all these social media sites, that people are really going crazy about what they can do inside, going crazy about being closed in. And honestly, I've been introverted for a minute, so for all I know, like, this is really dope to me. But anyway, I was scrolling down Instagram, and anytime I feel like I need to get a little more inspiration, feel better, like no matter how far you come, you can get doubts, as I said in this last video. In order to know like when to take that next step or take that next leap, or know, gain some confidence to go into areas that I haven't gone before, I look back at times where I wasn't that good. Haircuts I'm not the proudest about. Looking at my camera roll, I see that I cut my cousin literally back in 2014. Been cutting him for a minute. If you guys have me on Instagram, even here on YouTube, you see him a few times. I tell you, this fade right here, like I think this was the first time I ever faded him. I thought it was dope. What made it dope to me was that I had created lines and I had taken them out. You know, the lines are gone. If you really look at it, there's really nothing fundamentally wrong with the blend. Like, really RMFing my own thing right now. Just because you put lines and you take them out doesn't mean that the fade is all the way there. A gradient is best when you have really light parts all the way to dark parts. If I were to change this up, I would bring up the lightness on the bottom so it doesn't look as much as a half all around. You know, what's 0 to half isn't really that much of a distance. And then I'm really looking at the beard angle, right? That beard angle is kind of has a curvature up at the top, but it's not really dynamic. It doesn't have many angles in it. It moves, it goes too fast at the beginning, then it's a straight line from like the ear down. It looks like a triangle, really. It's that type of thing that's a barber's eye that's really difficult to explain from person to person. I think I was a freshman in college at this haircut. And then fast forward 3 years later. Now this is probably one of the best cuts I've ever given. Granted, there are fibers in here. You can see the difference in beard angle. You can see the difference in the fade that I brought it up a little bit. I was afraid to fade into the beard. I'd stay like right up here, do like a no guard, and just like kind of stay up here, because even though I saw the lightness, so I didn't want to take too much of the darkness, but to gradually go into the darkness and not be scared. You know what I'm saying? You can't be scared of the dark. Turn on that night light. And just to give you a little more idea of like what my idea of a fade was. My idea of a fade was literally just creating a line and taking it out. When you create lines and take it out, where you place those lines controls where the fade is. When I created the line and then I took it out, I couldn't do anything more than that. I couldn't adjust the fade. I couldn't like gradually change the darkness without just adding spots or really messing up my fade. And I know a lot of you go through that, where you create the line and after you take out the line, there's nothing more to do. I'm not gonna do any detail work. I'm gonna do the lineup and then that's it, because if I do any more to this fade, I'm gonna start destroying it. Detail work is really what I learned as well to improve my fade from 2014 to 2017. The corners of the hairline had a lot more attention to it. And I think one of the biggest problems that I also had cutting hair was I wouldn't spend enough time focusing on the corner. If you look at this clipper, the spaces are even here. The spaces at the corners are thicker than the ones in the middle. So you need to go deeper in order to create the angles that you want to create. If I look at a lot of my old haircuts, my corners weren't as sharp as they could have been because I wasn't paying attention to the fact that the hair needs to feed through the first gap that you see. If this part of the blade touches somebody's head, it doesn't cut it. It only cuts it once it goes into that gap. The hair needs to feed through that gap. So focus on the hair feeding on the gap. In 2014, I cut the top way too low. The top was way too low. It didn't allow for me to create a gradient that would make a good fade. Come 2017, not only did I leave more hair on the top, but I left more hair in the beard, creating more of a drastic difference that have a more appealing fade. You need to look at gradual fades in certain amount of space that allows for more of an aesthetic look. That's really the barber's eye in its entirety, where like your ability to change or adjust or attack a fade is your ability to think of it and see it. I know sometimes you can not be sure or not like the results that you're getting at the moment, but I'd say just stick to it, because you'll never know what you'll know if you stay to the grind. Improvement is about consistency, man. Sometimes I look at the cuts that I've done and I'm like, wow, like these are the cuts I really wanted to do when I was in high school. These are the cuts I really wanted to do at the beginning of college. Now I have even bigger goals, bigger things that I want to reach, but just know that you can only reach a goal if you continue to go after it. Don't ever give up on wanting to improve your fades, wanting to improve your hairlines. Don't give up on watching YouTube videos. Don't give up on that feeling of frustration, because that feeling of frustration that you have when you get it, when you do a haircut, you don't really like it, you want to improve it, only means you are inclined to better yourself. Once you neglect that strong ping inside of you that's like, dang, I want to do better, you're gonna get worse. Don't neglect it. Just go towards it, lean into it, because you'll become the person you admire when you keep stretching yourself. That's my video for today. Since I'm inside the house, I'm trying to work on these and get these joints out. After this, got some special things for you guys at the Barber System. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for sitting at the barber's table. See you guys in the next one.
Just joshing. I'm spending this holiday locked in. My body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10.
They're good, as always.
Well, yeah. Boom.
I can put the ball in the end zone, put a bad bitch in the friend zone. Sound like an intro jet song, give me that tempo. Told Pooh he a fool with the Told her don't let her friends know. In the Ville and I move like a dime. Eating fettuccine at Vincenzo's.